Enzorecto, kalaban ang katiwalian at kasinungalingan, kakampi sa katotohanan at kabutihan.
Robin, muling iginiit ang Cha-Cha sa pamamagitan ng Con-Con sa ika-20 Kongreso. Muling naghain si Robin Padilla ng resolusyon sa ika-20 Kongreso na humihimok na baguhin ang 1987 Konstitusyon ng Pilipinas sa pamamagitan ng Constitutional Convention, Con-Con. Ayon sa Senate Resolution of both Houses No. 5, naniniwala si Padilla na ang pinakamainam, pinakarepresentatibo, at demokratikong paraan ng pag-amyenda sa konstitusyon ay sa pamamagitan ng Con-Con, kung saan ihahalal ang mga delegado na siyang bubuo ng mga panukalang pagbabago sa saligang batas. Giit ni Padilla, bagamat mas matagal at mas magastos ang prosesong ito kumpara sa Constituent Assembly, CONAS, mas tiyak daw ang pagtitiyak na may boses ang taong bayan. Ang isang halalang Constitutional Convention ang pinakarepresentatibong paraan para mabago ang konstitusyon, dahil ang mga delegado ay ihahalal ng taong bayan mismo, ayon sa paliwanag ni Robin. Nilalaman din ng panukala ang pagbuo ng enabling law o batas na magtatakda kung paano isasagawa ang halalan ng mga delegado. At ang kabuuang proseso ng convention. Sa pagdinig ng Senate Committee on Constitutional Amendments noon, sinabi ng chairman nito na si Robin Padilla na posibleng si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte pa ang presidente ngayon kung nagawa lang noon ang Constitutional Convention para amyendahan ang saligang batas. Panuorin natin kung nasaan ang bias dito ni Robin. Hindi naman para sa ikakaganda ng bansa o para sa konstitusyon kundi para sa kanyang master na si Duterte.
Siguro kung nagawa natin yung Con-Con nun, siya pa ang Pangulo. Sayang. Pero inshallah, alam nyo kasi yan ang isang bagay eh. Yung continuity. Continuity, yan ang problema doon sa nakikita ko sa konstitusyon natin ng 1987. Nawalan ng continuity. Alam nyo, noong 1935 Constitution, ginawa nila yan 4 years eh. Iniba lang nila eh. Pero nung sabi nga nila, yung 1935 Constitution daw, ang nagsabi nito si Recto, sabi niya, yun daw ang next to perfect na Constitution. At doon, 4 years ang presidente. Well, napag-usapan lang naman natin.
Pakinggan at panoorin natin ang panayam kay 1987 Philippine Constitution framer Attorney Christian Monsod kaugnay sa charter change.
Another question with you is if the framers of the Constitution, the Commission, actually put in alternatives to amending the 1987 Constitution, why are you fully against changing the Constitution when you yourself put that provision there that one day you can?
Well, first of all, let's clarify what we're objecting to today is the proposal to change Article 17, Section 1 on the Constituent Assembly by adding voting jointly on the call of the Senate President.
Okay.
We're objecting to that. We are not discussing
That's clear.
any specific amendment or revision of the Constitution today. Right? We are not. We are objecting to the process that they want to do to do in order to do it, and that means that the House has total control of the Constituent Assembly, and that is wrong.
But many people will agree with that. I think even the senators won't allow that. So you have that. But other than that, are you against changing any other part of the charter? Let's say they do say we'll only stick to the economic provisions.
But okay, as I already said, the thing about the economic provision is just about transactional legislation. The Philippine Development Fund said we are open for business. We have passed the laws ease of doing business. We have passed 11659 on definition of public utilities and public service. You're allowed already in power generation. There can be 100%
So what
mining.
else?
All right. In other words, in the economic provisions, there is no need for it. It's only there to give an opportunity for more money for corrupt politicians, right?
So
Okay. So
yeah. No, I'm
if you're telling
curious.
me there are some provisions of the Constitution that I think can be improved. Like for example, the vote for president and vice president should be together. So that we don't have
So you are open to that.
Different parties. And the other one is, of course, a runoff if nobody gets a majority vote. Right? I mean, things like that. We can do. Yes.
That's interesting. You've actually thought of it. So technically, you are open to changes. And the irony is it's on two political fronts. Not necessarily term extension, no, but tandem for president and vice, and an option, a provision for a runoff if nobody gets a majority vote. So we avoid pluralist presidents, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay. Another way we have to correct the omissions of the Constitutional Commission.
Okay.
So on this question of amendment, you add voting separately. Now there are two other. There are two other provisions in the Constitution with the same provision, that with the vote of all the members of Congress. That is on Article 6, Section 28, on tax exemption. And there you can also put voting separately. And and the other one is on the Article 7, Section 19, on granting amnesty. During the time of Aquino, he wanted to give amnesty to Senator Trillanes, right? And he issued a proclamation which he had to change because he said the majority of all the members of the House. He had to change that. And that was finally approved by Congress, voting separately. In other words, they accepted that it should really be voting separately. So we can clean that up. Those three provisions that mentioned by the vote of all the members of Congress by simply adding voting separately.
Okay. All right. This has been quite interesting. So you did think of that, okay, there are some parts of the Constitution that can be improved. That's your word. It can be improved. Yes.
It's
but not the points that they are mentioning.
Well, it's not perfect because we are imperfect people. So certainly. And there was a meeting in the Dusit Hotel in 2016 in which we invited experts from around the world on constitutional law. And their advice to us is, if you are already have a system that's functioning, no matter how imperfect it is, just refine it, but don't revise it, right? They said, because actually, if you look at the world, there are we have a unitary system, and in the world there are only 27 systems that are federal, and about 160 that are unitary, right? And all of them have little differences.
Yes.
Right. So we must adjust our constitution to the context of the times. For example, when they tell now about more powers for the president, the context of it is now we are already on a slippery slope to authoritarianism.
Yes,
because of the anti-terrorism law, right? And then they say, and I think there's a hidden agenda to amend the provisions of Article 6, such as those of Section 25.
Okay,
to remove
Attorney, you've covered your face.
Let me finish. To remove the budgetary powers of Congress, to remove the limitations on contingent intelligence, confidential, and unprogrammed funds. I think that's part of the agenda. They're not telling us, but that makes us more authoritarian. Correct?
Aba, kabayan, si Robin Padilla na dating action star, ngayon ay constitutional reformer na raw. Bakit nga ba biglang balik sa cha-cha? Hindi pa nga napapatunayan kung naintindihan niya ang buong laman ng 1987 Constitution, gusto na agad palitan. Teka, tanong ng bayan, para ba to sa masa, o para sa mga nasa taas? Kasi kapag kon-kon na ang usapan, alam na. Diyan na pumapasok ang posibilidad ng term extension, charter economic revisions, at syempre, immunity for life para sa mga dating pangulo. Baka raw makaiwas sa ICC. Baka naman sinabing, Robin, kailangan namin ng mukha sa Senado na madaling i-scripting ang cha-cha. At ayun, Katya, Robin Padilla, the constitutional conquistador. Sa dami ng problema ng bansa, cha-cha ang inuuna. Hindi kaya ito ay diversion para mailayo ang atensyon ng publiko sa mga mas maiinit na issue, tulad ng impeachment ni Sara Duterte, digong sa ICC, at ang mga nawawalang milyon-milyon sa confidential funds at marami pang iba.
Bunyog, bunyog, halikan na kasama ka. Bunyog, kapag buklod ay may pag-asa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, isa ang pananaw. Sa bagong Pilipinas ang bunyog isisigaw.